slowly stores are reopening, parks and patios are becoming more packed with people, hopefully following physical distancing protocol, and the world is beginning to show signs of life again. And I don't know about you, but I am certainly ready for it. I've had my fair share of ups and downs, and to be honest, I'm still experiencing it. Full disclosure, on Monday, I had a hard time getting up from bed and then decided that I would go back to bed at some point during the day and have an extended nap. And I never do that. Although now I can't say never, but hardly ever. We're human. We are going to be experiencing the emotions, the feelings, and often out of our control. So instead of making ourselves wrong, let's just be okay with that. But despite the challenges and the uncertainty, there have also been some special gifts during this time. I've had so many share that they've loved the slower pace of life, that they've enjoyed the extra time that they've found in the beginning and the end of their days without commutes, and that they've actually really enjoyed some extra time with their families and their children and the extra flexibility that we have. So it begs the question, what are these gifts that you want to take with you and make sure that you continue to enjoy in your life moving forward? What do you want your life to look like beyond COVID-19? Well, I want to share a few ideas, and it's all about you. It's all about what you choose and how brave you are going to choose to be to ensure you keep them in your life. The first idea is to be brave enough to own your non-negotiables. Have you enjoyed some morning routines like going out for a walk to get some fresh air, or doing a few stretches or yoga before you jump into work, taking some time to breathe or to meditate? Or there's some end of day rituals that you've had, playing a game with your children or actually shutting down your laptop, getting some fresh air. Things that have served you, that have helped set you up for success day in and day out. Maybe those are things that you want to make sure that you continue in your day-to-day. So own those non-negotiables and make sure you stick to them. The second idea is to be brave enough to create your ideal going back to work scenario. So while many of us never thought that we'd be able to productively work from home, we've actually surprised ourselves. And if you found that you can still be effective working from home, maybe you don't want to go back to the office exactly the same way that you were before. Maybe you want to negotiate with your boss or your supervisor working remotely part-time, or even 1 day a week, or scheduling half a day for Zoom meetings. Maybe some of you have experienced even deeper connections possible in the virtual world. So think about what your ideal would be, and then be brave enough to actually speak up and ask for what it is that you want, and be prepared to commit to what may be required to make it work. The third idea is to be brave enough to continue to get uncomfortable. We have all been forced out of our comfort zones, and we're still here. We're doing okay. So why not continue to stretch ourselves, to grow, to say yes to things that may scare us, yes to things we've never done before, be okay with getting messy and figuring it out as we go. There's an opportunity to continue to grow and push ourselves and see what's possible by taking on new activities, new skills, and being okay with not having it right out of the gates. So I challenge you to continue to build that brave muscle by being okay with being uncomfortable. The next idea is to set and stick to your boundaries. No doubt you've recognized things that are draining of your energy as opposed to things that really fill you up, that make you feel good, that again are setting you up for success. So identify where your limit is. Identify when you can continue to say yes and when you have to begin to say no. Figure out what your capacity is. Have you experienced Zoom fatigue or screen overload? I know the people I've spoken to definitely have, myself included. So honor where your boundaries are and be brave enough to stick to them. And make sure you communicate those to the people that you work with and live with also, so they can honor and help you stick to them. And then finally, the last idea is to be brave enough to focus on the things that matter most. This really has been a beautiful time to realize the things that are really important: people, relationships, connection, nature. They are still available to us. So before we jump back into the busy day-to-day life, make sure that we are taking the time to acknowledge and focus and honor things that are important to you and important to me. And those values don't necessarily have to be the same as those that you surround yourself with at work or at home, or what society tells you should focus on. They really are independent and up to you. So be brave enough to take the time to identify what is really important to you, and then to make sure you create time and space in your life for them. So again, while this time has been challenging, has been trying, and there is still a lot of uncertainty that exists, there are also some special gifts. And I challenge you, I invite you, I dare you to be brave enough to look at what those gifts have been for you and identify which ones you want to make sure you take in your life and continue with moving forward beyond COVID-19. Whether or not that's owning your non-negotiables, taking the time to create your ideal, going back to work scenario, continuing to get uncomfortable, being brave enough to set and stick to your boundaries, or focusing on the things that matter most. Take on one or more of these ideas and then let me know what you're committing to moving forward. And until next time, I am Carol Schulte, and I will be cheering you on as you get your brave on. We'll speak to you soon.